Hey everybody, Skylar here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the XYO network and XYO coin. So if that is not an interest to you, then you should probably just skip this video. For everybody else, let's get started. So before I go forward, I guess I just want to end up saying to everybody, I have issues making videos, as anybody knows that follows me, and I think a lot of it just is because I don't explain things as well as I want to. Every time I watch a video, I'm like, no, I said the wrong word, I should have explained it better. Like, no, I said half my point and then just trailed off into something else or whatever. So I also don't feel like I'm really that I feel like there should be somebody more qualified to give reviews or talk about coins. And who am I to, talk about coins and companies and whatnot? So everything I say is just my opinion, right? And I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. So all this is just entertainment purposes or just some random guy talking, right? So yeah, and I also am making this video because it's one of my most requested. A lot of my followers follow me because they saw an XYO video, and so I guess I just want to clear the air and just talk about XYO and what I like and don't like about it and whatnot. So yeah, and again, this is all opinions, and please, I don't want to talk smack or talk negatively or be like super bullish on something or anything like that. So just take this video as it is. And before I end up get going as well, just know if you have any questions whatsoever, please write them down below. You don't even have to write. You don't have to watch this video. Just text any questions you have below and anything. I'll just answer you. I have my notifications popping up on my phone as soon as they end up coming. As soon as you end up writing them, within minutes I get them and I respond as quick as I can. Hopefully always within the same day, but normally within the same 10-20 minutes, if that. I'll respond. So please, any questions you have, type them down below. I just want to be helpful. I don't want to be the guy who is telling people to buy something or talking. I don't want to be a crap talker or whatever. I just want to share pros and cons as best I can and opinions of what I've been through in this industry the past couple of years and my take and whatever the case. So yeah, and again, anything I make off this channel will end up going to charity. So every on my when I eventually do advertisements and stuff, so every like and subscribe absolutely does go a long way. But yeah, let's just go into it. So I'm actually going to go into bullish mode, into some of the cool stuff, the opportunities I see in XYO, and that's the price action, and that's what everybody wants to know, right? The price. How much money can I make? And by the way, I'm going to try to go through this as quick as I can. Hopefully I'm not talking too gibberishy or whatever, but I end up making videos that are like an hour long, and I have to make them like 600 times to get down to like 30 minutes, and I can't make a video under 10 minutes. I don't know why. It's just like impossible for me, but I'll try to do this as quick as possible. So one of the biggest questions I end up getting all the time is people ask me like, well, how much do I have to invest to make $1 million in this company, right? That's what everybody wants to know. So I guess that question relies on you asking yourself, like, how big do I see this company growing, right? So this company is worth a little under $4 million, which is good in the sense that it has a ton of room to grow, right? When you have companies in the hundreds of billions, right? Bitcoin's over 100 billion, right? And it's expected to, in the next bull market, to get to over $1 trillion. If that happens, there's going to be a lot of room in the crypto space for this coin to grow, and that's one of the cool things about it. If it ends up doing that, but again, you could have the worst coin in the world, go up, to the top 100, and you could get $100 and $2 million easy. But not saying that's going to happen with every project, right? There's 3,000 projects out there, and a lot of them are just mimicking real world projects, and it's like, what's the point? But let's just talk about this coin and what it would take to get to $1 million. So let's just pretend that this coin. Okay, I'm gonna be bullish. I'm gonna give you kind of a bullish look, a bullish realistic, and then a more not as bullish. Jeez, I'm blanking on words right now. View of what we could end up be looking at here. So oh my gosh, I'm getting bothered on the word I'm looking for it. But at any rate, so let's just say that this coin could end up being $1 billion worth. So if you look at the coin market caps here, the number 13 reaches about $1 billion. So if it's got into the 13th place right now, or if Bitcoin ended up getting up to 10xing from this and goes over $1 trillion, then the $1 billion might be where the number 50 coin might be or whatnot. But let's just say number 13, and then we'll kind of compare it to the number 50 coin at the current prices, right? So if it ends up hitting $1 billion, well, geez, how much would it if you threw $100 into XYO right now, how much money would you have if XYO went from its current ranking, which is like 500 and something, went up to the number 13 ranking, which is a little over $1 billion. So we're going to take that 100,873,9429, and we are going to divide that by the current price, which is 3,909,876. So 257. That's a big number, right? In fact, and let's give a little more conservative. Let's do number 50. Right, a good company should be able to get into the top 50 in my eyes, even at the current pricing. So just know I'm giving you current pricing. So if it 5x's, if the whole marketplace is 10x's, 50x's, your profits could go up that much as well. And these are all ifs, right? But yeah. So number 50 is a 102,295,065. And we're going to divide that by 3,909,876. So even if it got into the number 50 spot, it would 26x from its current price. So if you wanted to make $1 million, how much money would you have to invest? Well, let's take that $1 million and let's divide that by 257. That equals 3,891. So if you think that it can be a $1 billion company one day, and it's going to get in there, then you would have to invest $3,891 right now at its current price. And if it reached $1 billion, you would make around $1 million from that. So, and by the way, this could go down to 0.0003, 02, 01, 0.0009, like this could drop quite drastically. So, but at its current price, that's what it would end up taking, right? So, if you think it can be worth $1 billion, you're looking at a little under $4,000 will get you that $1 million. If you think it can get to the top 50, you're looking at $1 million. We're going to divide that by 26. That equals 38,461. So if you think it could get into the top 50, you're looking at 38,461. Right? Another question: how much money would I make if this? How much gains would I have if this reached a penny? Well, the math on that is just 0.01, right? That's a penny. We're going to divide that by the current price, which is 0.000471, and 21. So you're going to 21x your profit if it reaches a penny. So these are all just ifs, right? We're living in the if world right now. But yeah. So if everything works out well, then cool. You're going to make some serious gains. Now, here's kind of a bunch of red flags that my personal opinions, and this company could do great, and it may end up, I don't think it's gonna, crash anytime soon, but it could. And the reason why I'm not super stoked about it, and why I'm not making videos every single day and promoting it like crazy and all this sort of stuff, is there's just a lot of red flags. And if I just see too many red flags in a project, I just move on, because there's other projects I don't see red flags on that do well. And one of my recent favorite ones is the chain link increase, but that's a project I believed in, had a lot of money in, and it ended up doing really well. And who knows where it's going to be by the time I make this video. I don't like talking about projects, but yeah, at any rate, one of the things that kind of bothered me is ever since it started, it's just been going downhill, right? If you invested in this project right when the company launched, you would have lost 93% of your money. And it's dropping like crazy in ever since it launched the Sentinels in like, February, March area, it's just been dropping. Now there could be reasons behind that, but with all these Sentinels going out and everybody mining tokens and whatnot, but and selling them all and transferring them Bitcoin, or who knows what. There could be a lot of reasons, but still, that's just a worrisome sign that, oh my gosh, it's been dropping 93. And even when in days that everyone's been doing really well, when the markets have been increasing like crazy, it's been seeing a decline. So that's a little nerve-wracking, but who knows, whatever. Let's go to the website. Another red flag, by the way, if anytime any of these points I'm making, just go in the comments below, be like, dude, you're an idiot. It doesn't mean this company's crappy because you don't understand it because you're an idiot. I always picture people on the internet being so mean to me when they're writing comments, but I feel like if you are, especially someone in the crypto world, you need to be very clear on what you're doing, because already you're confusing because you're in cryptocurrency, right? So unless you only want to talk to people who are in the cryptocurrency world, we need to be very clear on what's going on. And so this is it's a decentralized network of devices that anonymously collects and validates geospatial data. Okay, so with a geographic component. Okay, cool. So I guess that does give me a little bit, and then you have just fluff. And then we start talking about bridges, diviners, archivists. Like, we shouldn't be talking about this on the main page, right? You end up going to and then it talks about, then we can go in and learn how to earn XYO and develop it and partner with it, but we don't really know what it is yet, right? If we end up clicking C network, it takes us to these, developers, and still it's like, it takes us over technology, right? And it's still like, it just kind of gives us a little clearer, a little basic, I don't know, it's just, I feel like there should be a more clear, there's a video that's like a minute long you can find if you Google it or whatever, and I think it's on another website, but
cryptocurrency smart contracts automatically execute contractual obligations, cutting out the middleman. These smart contracts have one downside. There's no single authoritative and decentralized way to execute a contract based on locational data.
That should be like on your main page, right? And I shouldn't have to spend a couple hours trying to figure out like what your game plan is, right? Another red flag was that, actually trying to figure out what your game plan is. If we go over to the roadmap is very, and I've been watching this for the past year, they don't really talk about what they're doing way down the road. I don't want to just know what's going on right around the corner. I want to know what's going on 5 years down the road, 10 years. What's your end game? I don't really see what their end game is, what they're doing. One of the questions I had being an early adopter is, why do I have to buy this piece of hardware when I'm able to now use that piece of hardware on the phone? And they're like, oh, well, that hardware is going to do other cool stuff like learn temperature and stuff. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I had questions about the app, and they're like, oh, we're doing GeoKitties and all this stuff on it. And it's just like, well, that's not really what you guys, that's not that's cool and everything. It's on the level of like, oh, that's cool, Tesla's putting in fart noises in their car, but that's not like part of their vision or plan or anything. And it seems to be that that's what this company's working on, are things like that. And they're just, and if you want to know what's going on with the company, you have to like listen to these webinars or blogs or whatever. I hope somebody important in the company is watching this and they're like, yeah, we should change it and make it easier to understand, because that's one of the biggest problems. I feel like it's just, I have to like dig and like watch a bunch of videos and podcasts and all this sort of stuff to try to figure it out. I feel like it should just be easier, and I should know what you're trying to do, what your end game is. And part of this worry as well is when I very first started researching this company a long time ago, I read a story, and I don't know where it was at, but it was like the owner made a bunch of money with cryptocurrency, went to an island, lived on the beach, lived the lifestyle, got bored of it, and came back and then started this company. And I'm like, well, that's just the story of someone being bored and then coming back to like start a company to make more money. I don't know. So I just like to see a bigger game plan, or a more in-depth like roadmap of what's going down. Another thing I didn't like was its partners, right? It just, for some reason, it bothers me when people put partners that like this, like anybody can really hop into this. It's just like their testing program. So if you want to test some software, if it'll work on FedEx's systems, you can join this and start testing their software with yours. And Same thing like Microsoft Software Partner Network or Microsoft Partner Network. Like I can join that right now. So it's not like, cool, I should put on my LinkedIn that I'm partnered with Microsoft, right? Like, I don't know, it just feels like, well, if, it's like you saying you're partnered with Facebook because you have a Facebook account, right? And so I just feel like you're just kind of bending truth, but other people do it too. So I guess since other people do it, you're okay with doing it, right? Another problem I had was the fact that they were a little bendy on the truth when it came to their products. If you see my last videos, I showed advertisements. They were advertising products they did not have. They would show a picture of something that was not theirs, and they said, you can mine Bitcoin. And then you click on it, and really you're mining XYO, and it's like, okay, well that's like a straight up lie, right? Like, well, who's in charge of that? And you can say, well, okay, sorry, that wasn't XYO, that was some stupid guy in advertisement, we fired him, I guess they could make that excuse, but it's been going on for a while. Months and months and months I've been seeing the same advertisements, and they're getting worse. I'm seeing more pictures of products they don't have, and they're talking about you mining it and stuff, and it's just like, I don't know, it kind of aggravates me because it's like, dude, like now you're blatantly just lying to people. Right, and then on that note as well, I just have issues with the paid programs, right? Now everyone has to pay for all these programs, right? They raised $15 million for the ICO. Now the project is worth under $4 million, and you're charging people all these fees for programs, right? Where is that money going? You have a huge staff of people for what? What are they doing? Right? There's just a lot of questions I have that should be, I feel like it should be a lot clearer. And I feel like the reason why it's not clear is because they don't really have an answer. They're figuring things out as they go, right? We need more money. Let's pay for programs. Let's add crypto kitties, and then we'll charge fees on this and that and whatnot, and and even their product, right? Their product is a huge device, and so until they can make this thing turn into like a tiny sticker that I would stick onto something and that could dissolve later on or whatever, that I don't have to rip off, it's not as expensive or whatever, until that changes, then how are you realistically gonna do what you want to do? You'd have to put trackers on the trucks and then the scanning devices, but then what you're really doing there is you're putting the software into the devices that's already there. And also, I don't understand the technology in these either, because all of the technology that's in this is also already in this. And so even the Sentinel and the Bridge, the technology in both of those is in this phone right here. All a Bridge is just the tiny little Raspberry Pi computer. If anyone knows that, it's a tiny computer. It's one of the smallest computers out there. They claim that type of stuff. But yeah, it's just a little computer. And so why am I spending money on all these Sentinels and stuff when really it's just software? And so you can do all this stuff with the UPS and stuff with just software. So I don't know, it's just like, why? And so that's my thoughts on XYO and why I have a hard time investing in it. It's just, I just have a lot of questions and I don't understand it. And I don't feel like I should have to understand it as much as some people that spend, tons and tons of hours researching it and figuring it all out. If I need to figure out your product that way, then maybe the product's not for me, right? And hey, it doesn't mean that the product is for me at all, right? There's industries that I need to know nothing about. It's too complicated, it's over my head, I need to go to school for it, and it could be totally beneficial for it, right? So there's lots of reasons why I could just be an idiot and this company could succeed, and I just am not seeing it or whatever, but currently all I do right now is I just mine the XYOs, tokens. I don't know, I make like 60, 80,000 or 40, 60, I don't know what. I'm not sure how much a month, but I have like 6, 7, 8 devices that are out to different people, and I'm getting their, their Sentinel sharing and all that sort of stuff is going on. So I am making, you know, quite a bit, but it's not that much. And it took me, you know, a long time to make my money back. And I don't know, there's other projects out there that I just believe in a lot, and that that I think are going to do well, that are making, you know, a lot of like positive strides and all this sort of stuff. That is why I'm invested in those projects and stuff. So I'm doing XYO just through the mining, through all the free stuff that they end up having. And then if it ends up exploding, cool, I'll have whatever I have. But when it comes to paying for all those programs and stuff, I'm kind of out of that. So now that being said, if anybody wants me to, out of this, I'm sorry, this video again is really long, but if anybody has any questions or anything, write them down below, or can you know, help me understand something I said wrong in this video, or whatever, just post it down below in the comments. I'm very open-minded. I hope I am anyways. I feel like I am, and I just I want to make sure that the goal in all these videos are just to make sure that people understand what they're getting into, you know, and they're just safe, and yeah. So that's it for me. Super appreciate anyone who has watched this video, and have any questions, write them down below. I'll answer you super quick. And yeah, that's it. Have a good one, everybody. Take care. Bye.